Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome to a brand new episode of Showshaa, the show जहां न्यूज़ भी होती है और व्यूज़ भी होते हैं, जहां फन भी होता है और फन के साथ साथ we share a lot of stories, the spice, the gossip and everything जो बहुत ज़रूरी होता है. Anyways, मैं हूं अलमदार खान और आज आपकी एपिसोड में लाया हूं काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग वैरायटी वाला प्लेटर. Obviously इसमें दोस्ती वाली कहानी भी आएगी, जो सेहतमंद रखने की कोशिश करे, प्लस द फ्री राइड्स जो लाहौर की बसंत को और भी सुपर बनाने लगी हैं. यस, और पाकिस्तानी टैलेंट जो एशिया में नाम रोशन कर रहा है, उसके साथ साथ ग्लोबल पॉलिटिक्स की कंफ्यूजन चल रही है, टेक का फ्यूचर है, एंटरटेनमेंट का ग्लैमर है और ग्राउंड रियलिटीज, दैट इज आल्सो वन थिंग जो हमें सोचने पर मजबूर करती है. एनीवेज, तो चाय हो या कॉफी, व्हाटएवर यू हैव राइट नाउ, प्लीज हाथ में पकड़ के बैठिए बिकॉज शोशा इज राइट नाउ अबाउट टू बिगिन. वेल यस, द फर्स्ट न्यूज इज स्पेंडिंग मनी ऑन योर फ्रेंड्स इज नॉट जस्ट गुड फॉर फन बट आल्सो गुड फॉर योर हेल्थ. यस, साइंसदानों ने ये बेसिकली कहा है कि अपनी फ्रेंडशिप को इंप्रूव करना है मेंटली और फिजिकल हेल्थ के लिए, तो प्लीज स्पेंड गुड अमाउंट ऑफ मनी ऑन योर फ्रेंड्स. मैं भी चाहूंगा कि मेरे ऊपर भी मेरे दोस्त काफी पैसा स्पेंड करें और आप लोगों के ऊपर भी, बट nonetheless people with strong social bonds tend to have lower stress and a better heart health for a longer period of life. And when you do kind things specifically for your friends, your brain releases the oxytocin and not only that, also the dopamine, which actually makes you feel happy and calm. So when you're spending or buying something for your friend or buying them a gift, it makes you feel happy और एक अंदर की एक खुशी होती है. तो आई थिंक इट इज़ बेटर जब आप डाउन फील कर रहे हो तो डोंट वेस्ट योर मनी इधर उधर अपने ऊपर, अपने दोस्तों पे पैसा लगाएं. आई थिंक दैट वुड बी द फर्स्ट थिंग जो कि आपके डोपामाइन लेवल को डेफिनेटली हाई करेगी. सो प्लीज़ दोस्ती निभानी भी होती है और याद रखिएगा दोस्ती का बिल डेफिनेटली हैवी तो ज़रूर लगता है but health insurance is ज़्यादा नहीं. So anyways, I would still believe that we should focus on that. That was the first news. And coming up to the second news, yes, we talk about the Basant and the transport in Lahore. Yes, Lahore gets a free public transport for Basant celebrations. CM Punjab Mariam Nawaz announced free transport from February 6th to the 8th for Basant. That includes 500 buses, metro, orange lines and electric buses. The goal is to reduce the traffic jams, prevent the accidents and make sure that the celebration is safer. This is a big move because Basant usually creates a lot of chaos in Lahore, but let's see patanga fun traffic kabhi no fun hoga, so definitely I think it's a good initiative. Let's hope. Yes, Beacon House National University is shortlisted amongst the Asia's top universities. Yes, BNU has been shortlisted for the Times Higher Education Asia Awards for the second year consecutively. Yes, it's the highlight that strengthens the environmental relationships and leaderships. And obviously, it's based on the social research. This shows that the Pakistani academic talent is getting global recognition. It also proves that Pakistani universities can compete at an international level. टैलेंट और कंसिस्टेंसी से पाकिस्तान का नाम एशिया में काफी चमकता दमकता नजर आ रहा है. That's an interesting news. So coming up to the next news, yes, we talk about Islamabad is preparing for the SCO for the 2027. Yes, new convention center has been planned for SCO summit in 2027. Yes, Islamabad is planning a new convention center near Bharakot, which is going to be an interesting one because we already have one, but there's going to be another one, and that would be used for the SCO Summit Awards, and that would be for the 2027 and all the other global events that would further, come into life. It would also include a modern facility, meeting halls, and the accommodation. The project will be boosting Pakistan's image and create a lot of jobs. Islamabad ना सिर्फ अब scenic city रहेगी, global events का focal point भी रहेगी. Anyways, we go to the next news. Trump's Board of Peace. Well, this is a very interesting story that is globally, making news. But yes, Trump announces a new global peace board. That is his point of view, but many countries hesitate. Yes, Donald Trump has announced the new board of peace to be precise, and he suggested that it could become an alternative to the United Nations. So, but for those who actually wants to jump in, they will have to pay a good amount of money just to be a part of it. But a lot of countries like China and some other European nations are not truly supporting it. So far, the international participation is limited. So, इसका मतलब ये कि peace का board, लेकिन members भी RSVP भी नहीं कर रहे. So that's going to be an interesting take to see how exactly future में ये evolve होगा. But anyways, we'll have to wait and see. And yes, the next news is about oil price that is actually rising. Yes, oil prices are increasing due to the global supply issues and tensions. And the oil prices rose after a Russian-linked tanker incident, that actually took place, and the supply concerns are now affecting global market. And yes, the global energy prices and the market situation is now going on to the higher end. But anyways, nonetheless, it is what it is. I think global pricing bhi is going up and up. And I think Pakistan maybe we are also looking and trying to find a way out. But nonetheless, people are looking for the alternatives. And yes, another news from FIFA. The FIFA president says Pakistan is a football-loving nation. FIFA president praised Pakistan's football culture. He said Pakistan has a strong passion for football. He also showed a lot of optimism in the infrastructure and the youth development. And Pakistan's football is definitely growing with also getting the international attentions. And yes, cricket के साथ अगर football भी पाकिस्तान का एक passion बन जाए, तो I'm sure Pakistan will have a very bright future. And yes, Balochistan's student wins in Germany. Yes, Balochistan University of Information Technology and Engineering and Management Sciences, yes, this was a Quetta-based university, and it has actually come up to the point in the applied sciences in the field that, a lot of stronger reputation is now coming into life. And BU Items student, he wins international award for turning banana waste into, fiber. I think fiber is nonetheless a very interesting take right now, because banana ka stem basically, जो लोग हम लोग आमतौर पर तो फ्रूट की तरह वेस्ट समझते हैं, he actually has used it to make the natural fiber extract, which I think is a low cost analogy, but nonetheless I think it's definitely going to be a big round of applause for him as well and for the global mindset. Anyways, banana peel से जो fiber है, the true fiber, उसी से future बनता है, because it is what it is an innovation. जिस चीज़ का अब तक हम लोग उसको waste समझते थे, but Pakistan has actually brought up with this super opportunity, that now we'll have to make a positive use of the banana peel, and it has a lot of potential in the sustainable exports and the sustainable industry. And yes, the next news is also an interesting news. Yes, T20's drama that is still underway. ICC rejects Bangladesh appeal, and India versus obviously against India. There was a big debate from Bangladesh, and they did not want to have a match being played in India, but nonetheless ICC has rejected Bangladesh appeal and related to the tournament itself. And India's versus, obviously India has that issue, but for a long time, otherwise all the teams are still on standby. Scotland is on standby. So the tournament is still moving forward despite the controversies that are going under play. And yes, cricket ground के बाहर भी match चल रहा है, अंदर diplomacy भी चल रही है, और बाकी deadlines भी चल रही हैं. But nonetheless, there are a lot of other teams who are still actually going to pursue and follow up with that. So we'll see how exactly does this shape up. And yes, Daducha Dam project is approved for 51 billion rupees. It will provide 35 million gallons daily to Rawalpindi. That is going to be an interesting take. And yes, it aims to solve long-term water shortage, and it is definitely going to be one of the major infrastructure projects underway. And water issues, जहाँ भी चल रहे हैं, वो तो issue चल रहा है, उसका solution ढूंढना है, headlines का नहीं. इन projects तो आते जाते रहेंगे, but nonetheless, this project surely has our game high. We're looking forward for it. Well, the next news is talking about artificial intelligence wearable glasses. Yes, at the CES, AI pendants, rings, and glasses become the mainstream. At CES, showing new wearable AI glasses, rings, pendants, they are all there. These devices can help regulate and look into the health monitoring part and be a smart assistant. But privacy concerns are also rising in terms of, stepping into it or not, because, there is Amazon and Meta, and they are definitely in the race for these gadgets. But nonetheless, technology is going further. It's interesting to see how it goes further. Well, another interesting news, Ken Doll's apology. Yes, मैं बात कर रहा हूँ अदनान ज़फ़र की, जिन्होंने CM मरियम नवाज शरीफ के फैशन सेंस को प्रेज किया, जिस पर obviously a lot of situation created because of the fact that वीडियो के अंदर उन्होंने जो स्टेटमेंट दी, जिस रीजन का चीफ मिनिस्टर इतना ऑन पॉइंट फैशन सेंस रखता है, तो उस रीजन को नेचुरली ज़्यादा प्रॉस्पर, वो रीजन नेचुरली ज़्यादा प्रॉस्पर करते हैं. Well, that's an interesting comparison, but nonetheless, it created that tone-deaf confusion amongst those who were watching on the social media, and you always know that, it always has an argument when it comes to fashion and creating that such situation in terms of misleading or maybe creating a chaotic thing, because social media has always different approach to see whatever he says. And nonetheless, he did apologize, and he said that, his video was definitely not to criticize or get criticized from the other influencers, but he was just giving feedback on the appearance and the glasses and the price. Well, comedy as therapy. Yes, that is another interesting news, because UK, United Kingdom, is actually mentioning comedy as a mental health therapy. In the UK, comedy is being used in the therapy because the NHS is now promoting the laughter therapy, which is definitely going to be a part of the mental health, because laughter actually reduces the stress and helps people feel connected. And this is definitely a new approach to healings. So doctors ने नए prescriptions बना लिए हैं, which is jokes, laughters. Yes, please आप लोग भी मुस्कुराते रहे और मुझे भी मुस्कुराने दें, because that is the way to follow up with all the happiness, and it would definitely high rise the dopamine level in your head, and you'll definitely feel happy. Anyways, the last news is going to be interesting because there are a lot of snowfalls all across KP, Balochistan, Murray, and much, much more. And there are a lot of avalanches and a lot of people who have been actually, right now stuck. Tourists are advised not to go there at the current moment because of the blockages, but they're still trying to make the most of it because the blizzard was so much out of control that, I'm sure you would have seen a lot of avalanche videos and a lot of cars and traffic that are actually jammed. So if you're out there, please take good care of yourself because the rescue missions are currently underway, and what they're trying to do is get a hold of it. Till then, guys, it is cold. You better go grab yourself a hot milk or a cup of tea again. Till then, I'll take good care of myself, and inshallah, I'll see you guys next week. Till then, all the best and bye-bye.